Thursday, June 18th, 2026. The Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority, PRHA, Board of Commissioners meetings are held on the third Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. All meetings are conducted at PRHA's main office, 3116 South Street, Portsmouth, Virginia, 23707, unless otherwise noted. All members of the public are welcome to attend. Ms. Cushman, will you please call the order?
Yes, sir. Vice Chair Cost here. Commissioner Morgan here. Commissioner Prince.
Present.
Commissioner Whalen.
Here.
Commissioner Wicks. Here. Chair Williams
Present.
and Commissioner Wright here. We have a quorum, sir.
Thank you. The minutes were distributed to you earlier, the May 21st, 2026 meeting minutes were distributed earlier. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions? None, the minutes stand approved as distributed. The only remarks I have is tomorrow's a holiday, and since then, I hope everybody has a great time. I'll be on 9 to 5, and you can be thinking about it.
There you go.
Hoping I make it.
You gonna make it.
Hoping I make it. Ms. Bryant won't be with us tonight, but she left some notes for you.
She
Winston,
did. She's unable to attend, and told me that she will provide updates, at the next meeting. But she wanted to extend her wishes for everybody to enjoy their Juneteenth holiday and the Sale Virginia, which begins tomorrow and runs through June 22nd. Everybody's familiar with Sale Virginia? Okay. And additionally, demolition of the former city jail has officially begun, marking a significant milestone in the next phase of Portsmouth waterfront development. And if you go to the city's website, you can actually see a live demolition demo of that, so it's pretty neat. And that's all I have from the city council.
thank you. Yeah, to you.
Well, the first thing I want to do is introduce our new procurement manager, Ms. Kashira Lane, and welcome her. She has a wealth of knowledge and experience, and you want to share a few words?
Sure. So I spent some time with the Norfolk Airport Authority as well as the city of Portsmouth, as well as procurement in the private sector. 15 years of procurement in the private sector.
So you have an absolute wealth of experience.
I still learn.
Well,
We're glad to have her, and we're going to keep her busy. Wanted to share with you all that we were awarded $50,000 from Virginia Housing, a community impact planning grant. And these funds will help support us create a strategic and comprehensive vision for Swanson Homes. We're looking at actually using the same company that the city went with for their waterfront development, the Charette Agency. So they're going to come to our next meeting and present to you all and then let you know what they can provide for us, okay?
any questions for Ms. Winston?
Couple more.
Okay,
We also received funds from Virginia Housing for our scholarship program. And so within the next 30 to 45 days, we will let you know when that program will be held. And we hope that you can mark it on your calendars to participate and recognize the youth that have been awarded scholarships from PRJ for this year. So I was telling a few of you all yesterday, I attended the Virginia Housing Board meeting in Richmond. We attended that meeting on behalf of the BOC board, as well as with TRG for our project stall with Twin Pines. You all know that this has been an ongoing dilemma with Virginia Housing and them providing the funds that we need to move forward because they don't want to underwrite to the project-based vouchers. And so I felt real good leaving that meeting, and I think we'll have some resolution to this within the next 3 weeks. They committed to providing some additional resources to us and making it a priority. So I'll keep you all posted. But unfortunately, our conditional use permit expired. And so we now have to go back before planning commission and city council. So our planning commission date is July 7th. So we will be going on July 7th for the conditional use permit for Twin Pines again.
they meet at 1 o'clock, don't they?
1:30.
1:30.
Yes, 1:30. So I'll send out a reminder in case you don't.
Okay. I'll be there.
Okay. Now, lastly, HUD shortfall team reached out to our agency along with some other housing authorities that could look like they could be in a shortfall in the housing choice voucher program this year. And that is primarily due to the increase in rents. And before HUD, in a sense, I would say, provide additional funding or bail us out, there's some things that we have to do internally to look at how we can decrease our expenditures. So we're gonna work together collectively and internally to come up with those cost saving measures, and then we'll report back to you what the plan is, so. Any questions about shortfall?
You guys are no longer issuing vouchers? Not absorbing,
Not absorbing.
so you're halfway through the measures that they want us to take as a public housing agency,
Right.
so.
They look at the occupancy standards, going
Thank
back
you.
to maybe 2 heartbeats per room, and so
What do you have in your policy for that?
currently is 1. So, based on the age and the gender of the children. And so we can't go back to, with sequestration about, 2019, no, maybe 2013. We had to go back to 2 heartbeats. But basically, what that means is whether it's a girl or boy, young child, older child, they can stay in the same bedroom. And basically, so that family that may have qualified for a 3-bedroom voucher now under the new standards may only qualify for 2. So that's some of the things that HUD will be looking at us.
And the only exception is if a foster child, they're entitled to have their own room, a foster child.
So,
And they age out for one girl in the same room. What age?
You have that written in your policy.
yeah. So right now, ours is based on generational. So anyone in the same generation, same sex can stay in the same room.
So when you're in a shortfall, HUD basically just, says, hey, you need to cut costs. And so in order to cut costs, here's your list. So they don't think about gender.
That's right.
They don't think about any of those things. You're gonna have to cut costs.
That's a job.
And so,
Yeah,
we've already started doing that. Most of us have stopped last year, so we're not issuing any vouchers or anything like that.
Is there any age limit to that?
as far as the.
Heartbeat.
That's what that's.
No, so basically so even if it's in the same generation, then no.
So if they're 2 16-year-olds,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
so.
Well, don't take your voucher.
HUD says pretty much that you have to do these things before we provide the additional funds to you all to continue the program. So, that's something that we'll look at. I'm not sure that we're gonna implement that. We'll just see where we are, how comfortable we are, and how many families will be affected by these decisions that we make, and then we'll let you know. Okay?
any additional questions on this one?
Have you guys received your funding for this year? You know what it is?
Yes. Yeah, we know what it is. But again, I'm sure like most houses, the rent increases have just went up, and it's affecting,
Yeah.
not only our housing authority, a lot of, housing authorities aren't gonna
When
make
they
sure.
change just to small area.
Yes, and
Fair
then,
market rates, yeah.
yeah, so basically it's impacting us, so. And we won't wanna cut any families off the program, so we're gonna look at, reducing our expenditures other ways, so that we don't have to make those cuts.
Okay, thank you. Departmental update.
We'll go in closed session for that.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is the public speaking. At this time, we will open the floor for public comment. Members of the public who wish to speak are allocated 5 minutes per speaker. Please state your name for the record before beginning your remarks. Comments should be directed to the board as a whole and limited to matters within the jurisdiction of this body. As a reminder, public comment is an opportunity for the board to listen. Board members will not respond to comments, ask questions, or engage in dialogue during this portion of the meeting. Issues raised will be referred to staff or placed on a future agenda as appropriate. Please maintain a respectful tone. Please, personal attacks, profane language, or comments that disrupt the orderly conduct of the meeting are not permitted. Speakers are asked to adhere to the time limit so that everyone who has an opportunity to be heard. When your time has expired, I will ask you to conclude your remarks. If you have additional information that you would like to submit, written comments may be provided to the clerk for inclusion in the record. With that, the floor is open for public comment. Do we have any speakers for the evening? We have none. That one is closed. The next item on the agenda requires us to go into closed session. Resolution 2026-17, a resolution of the Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority to convene a closed session meeting June 18, 2026. Motion for closed session.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second to go into closed session. Are there any objections? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ladies and gentlemen, we're in closed session.